Our next presentation is called Transforming Energy into Human Potential. One amazing thing about Bitcoin is that actually transform energy into the first scarcity of the humanity. So next we have our, ya tenemos al siguiente ponente, ¿sí? Okay. So our next presentation is called like that, Transforming Energy into Human Potential, through innovation revolution in Paraguay. So here will be joining us Björn and Delia Garcet, who are part of the team of Penguin Academy. So please, let's hear it for Björn and Delia. An applause, please, for them. Come on stage.
Hello. Thank you for having us. We would like to start with introducing Penguin. Many people have asked, what is Penguin? Why are we called Penguin? And we got a little video to explain that. Let's see if we can get it to play.
Why is penguin called penguin? So penguins are interesting animals. They are birds, but they cannot fly. So you could argue that penguins are misconstructions of Mother Nature. But once the penguin jumps in the water, the penguin is in its environment, moves very agile, very fluid. And just like a penguin is only good in its environment, so are humans. What we really need to do is, we as humans, we need to find the right place where we can step into its full potential. With Penguin, we aim at creating places where people can develop themselves further, and where they can experience their full potential.
Beautiful. So, my name is Björn, this is Delia. We're the CEO of Penguin Infrastructure and the CEO of the Penguin Academy. And we are here today to share with you our concept of how we transform energy into human potential. So, to start with, let me explain you why we're so interested in transforming energy. We're from Paraguay, and in Paraguay we have a lot of power. We have the second largest hydroelectric dam in the world called Itaipu, which is Guarani. Guarani is the local language in Paraguay that is the indigenous language. And Paraguay is one of the only places, or probably the only place in the world, where the indigenous language is the national language. And so Itaipu, meaning singing stone, is a massive resource for Paraguay for the last 50 years. So we have abundant renewable energy, but what we do with this renewable energy is we export it to the neighboring country. Maybe like this. So I'm still figuring out how to use it. And I think, no, here we go. Basically what happened in Paraguay for the last 50 years, this year marks the 50-year anniversary, is that we produce a lot of power every year. That's the orange bar here every year. And then we use very little of that power inside the country. That's the blue bar. And you see, even though it's slightly growing, it's still very, very far apart. And it will continue for the next 10, 20 years, that there's just an excess of power. And so this power gets exported to the neighboring country, Brazil, at cost. So there is no use of this power in Paraguay today. So you can think about all the potential we have, right, as Paraguay, but the reality that we make use of our potential is very, very limited. And exporting a raw resource means that our neighbors are developing their country. They have the resource that they can build on industries, they can build jobs on, they can create innovation, and develop the country forward. But obviously, if you don't use the resource in your country, you don't create that value there. And the same thing that is true for energy is true for the human potential in Paraguay. There are a lot of young people. Paraguay has a tremendous demographic bonus and young and eager people that want to do better. But there are no jobs. There's a lack of opportunities. So the minimum salary is $300, and it's literally the ambition of so many people to make that, because 49% earn less than that. So if you're young and you're like starting a job and you make minimum salary, $300 a month, you made it. You're already doing better than 50% of your peers. So the reality today is very limited in terms of how much potential that is there is actually used. Of course, the potential of everyone is tremendous, and in Paraguay, people could just as well contribute to be the leading innovators of the world in Bitcoin, in AI, in whatever field, right? But the reality is that it's today not, there's a lack of opportunity. And so what we believe is that there is a very tight connection between the power and the potential. We have to start using the power in order to allow to create these opportunities. So here's how we're doing that.
In my view, of transforming energy into human potential.
El bootcamp es una experiencia de 15 días donde vos podés ir a ver un panorama de todo lo que vos podés aprender. Algunas cosas son más profundas, otras un poco más por arriba, ¿verdad? En respecto a todo lo que es la parte de la tecnología. No solamente enseñamos a programar, sino que enseñamos a aprender. Me gustó mucho el trabajo en equipo que hay, el ambiente que hay, porque estás trabajando, estás súper estresado por todo, pero siempre tenés a alguien que está detrás. Es como que no tenés miedo a equivocarte porque sabes que vas a aprender con eso. Lo que estamos haciendo con Penny contribuye de forma muy grande respecto a la parte social, porque la gente conoce realmente que hay otras oportunidades distintas a las que nosotros estamos acostumbrados en nuestro país.
So at Penguin, we offer digital services that we provide from Paraguay to all the world, utilizing what we have there, the tremendous potential in terms of talent, and also the tremendous green energy that we have. What are specifically we doing? Delia will continue explaining.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I will tell you what Penguin Academy is about. It's one part of Penguin Group, and here what we do is we foster talent through innovation and software. So what we do? So far, we have been doing coding bootcamps in Paraguay. We have, since last year, one per month, and the way we do it is that we use coding as a school of thought. We teach 21st century skill through programming. So we like people to help to change their mindset through these 5 pillars that we have here. One of them is that we have a world-class curriculum. We teach Python. That's what we do because it's a more comprehensive language and for what we would like them to learn. We take them from 0 to internship level. So when they start the bootcamp, they know nothing about coding, and they go through a very intensive program starting from 9 a.m. to around 5 p.m., where they learn the basics. Then they do also a 3-day hackathon, where they are being presented for a challenge, a real-life challenge that they need to resolve. And it's pay what you can, because usually there are not many people that can afford a bootcamp like $700, so we only request a commitment fee, and of course it's open for everyone. The only requirements that we have is that they know how to learn, how to read and write. We have people for so many different backgrounds going through bootcamps, from chefs. There was one opera singer, I think that was like the best, that so far that's the one that I keep in my mind. We have nutritionists, we have doctors, we have lawyers. All of them went through all these two-week programs. Thanks. And now I want to show you this. Okay, now I want to show you what was our last bootcamp that ended up last week. It was 50 participants, and now you're going to know a bit more of what was going on there. So it was the only women bootcamps. We had 805 applications of only women that wanted to do this bootcamp. They finished last week actually. They made 5 solutions. They presented 5 solutions in the hackathon. And out of these 805 participants, 50 of them were able to go through bootcamps. So far, since we started, we have been going, 3,600 people have gone through bootcamps, and we are still going on. We still have one more this year. We're still going on, and we want to reach at least 3,600 more in the next years. For 2024, we are actually expanding our program. The 2-week bootcamp, we realized that is an incomplete program. We want to sponsor to a 1-year program to students where they actually gain mid-level. So after they are done with our program, they will be junior developers that we will be helping to either we hire them for our software developer, or we place them in other companies that we will be our partners. So this is our crown jewel. This is what we are developing right now, and we are going to launch next year in between August and December. So you are all might be asking, why does this have to do with Bitcoin? Because how do we transform energy into human potential? It's because we run data centers, and those data centers, we have mining clients who mine Bitcoin. And all of this, what I just told you, is being funded with Bitcoin. Thanks to Bitcoin, yes. Huge applause for that. So yes.
And so we also go further into the teaching. So the idea in the bootcamp obviously is to train people how to program, but more importantly, to adopt a new way of thinking. And what we have done with some of these people now that learned programming last year is we pushed them further. So we took them and we were like, okay, how about going into Bitcoin development and specifically pushing the frontiers, what is possible to do on the Bitcoin blockchain. I don't know how many of you know, but Bitcoin, there are no transactions where it's a ledger and you send around numbers. In fact, Bitcoins are in the end just transactions that are locked and unlocked with inputs and outputs. And all these times when you lock them, you're using locking scripts. You're actually all the time basically writing a script in there, and that script can be very complex if you want, or very simple if you have some simple transaction. But this is what multisig is built around, this is what time-locked contracts is, this is what Lightning is built on. And so we had some of the people that last year were programming for the first time, and this year, just a month ago, were in Lugano presenting, giving a masterclass on pushing the frontiers on building smart contracts in Bitcoin. Trying to basically lock up Bitcoin mining rewards fully without counterparty risks through a custodian itself on Bitcoin, on chain, and make it tradable as a liquid asset. So these are things that the people that learn programming, financed thanks to Bitcoin, are now coming back, becoming part of the community, and pushing the frontiers and innovating going further. Here another video of the site.
Benefits of digital assets are constrained by the normal inputs that manufacturing requires. It's an excellent opportunity to turn abundant resource, in the case of Paraguay, that's the greenest kind of power there is, and to turn that into the ability to improve human lives is unprecedented anywhere in the world.
So for the first time in 50 years, we're now making a meaningful usage of the energy in the country and pushing up our ability to be sovereign as a country, as Paraguay, about the energy. The goal that we have going forward is to increase something we call the penguin cycle. So we start with the infrastructure that you saw right now, which is a heavy investment, not only in the data center, but also in the electrical grid. We had to build a lot of a substation ourselves, which is a very heavy infrastructure investment. And we're continuing to make very heavy investments in the in the country, allowing basically to build up world-class infrastructure. The second thing is creating the talent. And with these two parts together, we're going out into the world and we say, hey, here's Paraguay, we have world-class infrastructure and world-class talent. Don't you want to come to Paraguay and solve your green compute needs, settle down to do Bitcoin mining here, we provide you with all the infrastructure around it, or hire the talent that we're able to provide you. So the big goal for us is to seed the digital ecosystem in the country really, and to attract more companies to come there. I think that's all we have to present today. We hope that this is an inspiration to you of something that hopefully works in many more places, how you take a raw resource and leapfrog it to a service, tech, innovation-based economy. And we hope that project here to be the blueprint for many more projects around the world to make a resource useful to the people that this resource belongs to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have any questions from the audience?